So welcome everybody to our call tonight. I am Erin Gankowski. I am District Manager with Arbonne. This is the Kathy Ray Region Nation. This is the beauty of Arbonne. Kathy has a commitment to her children tonight at an athletic function. And the beauty of Arbonne is that you're able to pass training calls to your team. So I am going to be doing a little training tonight on follow-up, which has been a huge, huge thing in my business and helping me be able to reach a lot of goals that I've been able to reach. You've heard a lot before that the fortune is in the follow-up, and that is 100% true. Even on a slow month, follow-up, 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 follow-up. So I'm just going to cover a few different ways that I have integrated into my business in what I do every month in follow-up. So the first thing that I always do, and it usually tends to be the first day or two of the month, is I go into the system and I check what consultants are up for renewal and what preferred clients have rewards that are coming up to expire at the end of the month. So I will always start by checking those people first. So your consultants, reaching out to them to remind them, hey, you know, it's renewal month. I have a lot of consultants that just use the consultant discount, So, you know, just reaching out and say, hey, I'm sending an email. Always start with email first at the beginning of the month. You know, you're up for renewal, letting them know that process and what they need to go through to do that. And, you know, kind of encouraging them to place an order along with that if they're running low on anything. The next is your preferred clients. So you'll always want to make sure that you have checked how many or how much rewards that they have for that month. So in that email that will go out, you know, within the first week of the month, saying to them, you have X amount of dollars in preferred rewards to use by the end of the month, explaining to them how they're going to use that $150, that their 20% discount will apply, as well as their rewards. So I always start the month with that. I maybe get one or two that do it right away, and then you'll always get others that are kind of crickets. And that's just the beginning of the month. The next step that I'll do is in like another week or two, I'll send them a text message and just say, hey, you know, Susie, I just wanted to send you a friendly reminder and say, you have X amount of preferred rewards to use. Let me know if I can help you place an order, if you'd like me to put something in for you or whatnot like that. I have found that the text messages get a lot of response for me. They say, oh, thank you so much for the reminder. I'll get right on that. Or they'll say, you know, yeah, I'll have something for you that I'd like you to put in, whatever you do. And sometimes they don't respond to the text messages either. So as you're moving into the last of the month, that is where I don't want to say harassing starts, but the complete reminder comes. And that's usually if I haven't heard from them, if they haven't placed an order, I will give them a phone call. If I don't hear from them, I leave a message. Now, for everybody who has not, by that point in the month, if they have not done anything, responded, whatnot, I also offer the opportunity to donate their rewards. So I've been using this. I've been doing this for the last couple of months, and it has turned out to be pretty successful. I don't like to see preferred rewards go to waste in any way. Last month especially was the last month that they could utilize the double preferred rewards. So I had a couple people that had $80. You know, essentially, you know, you're spending $40 and getting $150 worth of product. It's a good deal. I don't like to see that pass. But I did have a couple preferred clients that said to me, you know what, I don't really need anything right now. I'm more than happy to donate them. And you always want to ask your preferred client for that permission to use those preferred rewards, because they are going to get notification in their email that says, hey, you know, here's your order confirmation and whatnot. And they might get confused, like, was I charged for that? You want to make sure that they understand, you know, you're donating these, we're going to use them for something else, but you're going to renew some new rewards so that they get another 2 months. No, it may not be $80 or whatever the large reward that they have, but they might get $10 or $20. to use down the future. And what I like to do with these rewards that I offer to other people, this is where I go to my either kind of dormant preferred clients that maybe haven't ordered in a few months, that don't have any preferred rewards going on right now, that I might just call up and say, hey, I have an available X amount of rewards. I was thinking about you and I thought, maybe you're running low on some stuff and you might be able to use it. They love that. I had a couple that were current preferred clients that just hadn't used their, hadn't ordered in a while, that took advantage of that. What benefits your, obviously they're not going to get any new renewal points for that, but the one who donated their rewards is going to. So you'll place that order for them underneath that preferred client that donated those rewards. Or I have also offered them to clients that are just regular retail shoppers. I have a couple people that every couple of months they'll order just a bag of protein. They really like the protein and that's really all they shop. So, if I have somebody who's donated $10, $20, I'll call up that client and say, hey, would you like to utilize that? And they're always really appreciative of that. It also opens up that door to get a little bit more out of that client, maybe expressing their interest in potentially becoming a preferred client, going, oh, I can get a little more, and understanding that. So that follow-up alone creates a lot of volume for you, whether it is the preferred client that is using their own or somebody else utilizing them as a donation. Again, I always like to say, ask permission from the preferred client that's donating them, so that you're not just randomly using them and they get concerned that their credit card's been charged or something like that. So that's a big one. And then after that follow-up is done with those clients, the preferred clients and consultants that expire for the month, I always like to follow up with people that have happened in anything 2 months prior. So the two things that I check are, so like this month, March, I'm following up with anybody who placed an order in January. Great opportunity to just reach out to your clients, keep in touch, know that they're on your radar. Whatever your reach out method is to that person, whether it is text messaging, whether it is a phone call, email, phone calls are personal, but I definitely have some people that prefer a text message. It just depends. And hopefully you kind of know your client well enough to know what is going to be the best reach out for them. But follow up with those people who have ordered in January. Say, hey, how are you loving your product? What is your favorite so far? And listen to them. Let them tell you what they're enjoying, what they're loving. And then this is a great opportunity to make recommendations. If you have somebody who in January ordered the RE9 ASVP, and they just ordered the regular RE9 ASVP, and they're saying, I'm loving the resurfacing pads, or I'm loving the difference that is making in the lines around my eyes. Well, the lifting and contouring eye cream might be a great recommendation to make to them. So really just listen to them as far as whatever products that they had ordered, how they're loving them, and then make a recommendation from there. If they have, I'm running low. I always find that if I'm following up with somebody that ordered a sea salt scrub, they want to order it again. So even if it's something small like that, oh my gosh, I'm loving this sea salt scrub, recommend, hey, maybe they want the body firming cream to go along with that. We're moving in the summertime. It's a great leg firming cream or whatever to use in lieu of that. So a good opportunity to do that. Then I like to go to my parties and say, okay, who ordered from my parties? Following up with those people again, following up with your hosts. But then also maybe reaching out to the people at the party, that didn't maybe placed an order that was real small, or maybe just got one thing, checking in with them, or maybe just following up with that person that maybe didn't order anything, but you did get that their information from. Just, reaching out, just again, being on their radar. I have found that a lot of people don't get that. They'll go to friends' parties and then that's that. Like they never hear from anybody again. And what a good opportunity to build a relationship with somebody whose network you've been exposed to. Another great thing that this follow-up opens is the opportunity for a booking. If somebody's really, really loving their product, again, let's say that they ordered an ASVP for the RE9 and they're like, oh my goodness, I am just in love with it. And they're, why wouldn't they be? And, this may be somebody you met through a party and go, well, you know what? This would be a great way for you to share this with your friends. Why don't we get a couple of your friends together and let them try it? Now you have somebody with a positive experience that, may be willing to share this with their friends as well. That, believe it or not, that experience with the product, even though, they may have, been to a spa party and got the ASVP because they liked it there and they wanted to try it, but they weren't interested in hosting a party at the time. Their tune may change now that they've used it for, 4 to 6 weeks at this point, and they're loving their amazing skin now. And so again, follow-up just opens up the door for other opportunities. You'll say it over and over again, the fortune is in the follow-up. And I have definitely experienced that in what I would call slow months, that I have still been able to bonus simply by following up with people, by making sure that they know I'm still around. And now moving into a month where I'm about to have a baby, I will be relying very heavily on follow-up while I am not able to be, physically out the door meeting people. So that's really the follow-up methods and tools that I use. And none of this takes a very long time. I mean, as most of you know, I have a 20-month-old and another one on the way. I'm busy, I'm tired. But nap time is a good time to follow up. Just again, like we always talk about in the business, you're fitting the business into the nooks and crannies of your life. So I would even consider follow-up. Follow-up is income producing activity, but for me, I count it separate as anything from booking an event or a one-on-one. That's separate income opportunity for me. Because it doesn't take very long to do it. You can be getting an oil change and sending out follow-up emails or text messages. As we have our dashboards on our phones. We can pull them up and see who's expiring and all of those kind of things. So that's really what I have to share as far as the follow-up goes. It's really simple. Don't make things too difficult. Don't get things too wordy. But I am going to unmute everybody to see if you guys have any questions. So, any questions?
Erin, on the party follow-up,
yeah.
When do you follow up with the hostess? So you're having a party tonight. When would you follow up with her and all of the people who maybe filled out a wellness profile?
So I usually give it at least enough time to have their products delivered and give them an opportunity to use them. So that may be a couple of weeks. With the host, I typically tend to be in a lot more contact with the host after, because we're usually placing her order after the party has ended, and giving her enough time to get her product as well. So like my late January, early February follow-ups are really happening now as far as party follow-ups go, because I do want to give them enough time to actually use product. Because I know I've followed up before with people who've been like, oh my gosh, I haven't even used anything yet if you follow up too soon. So, if you're doing product follow-up, you could probably do it like 2-3 weeks after that party to check in and see. But for me, the really big one comes if I had a party in January. March is going to be the big follow-up with the party attendees, because your hope is that they've had an opportunity to use the product, maybe running low on something, and then you can, get some refills on there, and then maybe even recommend some add-ons.
And do you treat nutrition differently than you do other products?
Not really. When I'm doing follow-up with people that are doing the nutrition, especially for the most part, they're doing the whole nutrition program. I have yet to get anybody with negative feedback, so it's always a recommendation on how they can keep going. Now, when I will say the only difference in a nutrition follow-up is I follow up every month.
Right.
I do follow up every month. If they're in boot camp, I'm following up in enough time to get them into boot camp for the next month, and allow them to get the products. What I have found is that not everybody's running low on everything. I might have people that are like, man, I'm loving this, but I have a ton of fizz sticks left, or I have a ton of detox tea left. So it might just be recommending a what I kind of call workaround package. You always want them having their protein, you always want them having their fiber and their digestion. Those are the three things that I say are the can't be withouts in order to do boot camp. And then I highly, highly, highly recommend adding on the 7-day. So again, and then just letting them sort of make their decision. They'll almost always, yes, I definitely need protein. Yep, I like the fiber and the digestion. Yep, okay, let's do that. And then maybe the next month after that, it might be a whole package again because they finally run out of everything.
So do you, so when you were talking about the renewals and the rewards, you had a system where you were texting or email and then a reminder and then making sure that you got a hold of them. Do you do the same thing with the party follow-up and people who purchased in the past, even though their rewards are not up? Do you do that too?
I'm maybe not as aggressive. I'm aggressive with the rewards just because they have an expiration date to them. I maybe allow a little bit more space if it's somebody who doesn't kind of have an end date. If there's no, March 31st, this expires, there's no urgency to it. I mean, if you want, create that urgency for yourself, even if there isn't something there. Create that in your mind that I have to get a hold of this person before the 31st, even if they don't have anything expiring. That's a deadline for you. Me personally, I'm not as aggressive with PC follow with just party participants as I am with PC follow-ups with rewards that are expiring. Because I'll often find if I follow up with somebody in a party, I might hear from them, no joke, like 6 weeks later. Like, oh, they did get that message. They just didn't get around to it. So, good questions.
Great training. Thanks, Erin.
Oh, thanks. Good. Does anybody else have any questions? Good.
Stuff though, Erin. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's been, this year was sort of my commitment to doing more events. I did a lot of one-on-ones last year, and, they were successful for me, and maintaining and follow-up was good. But hey, man, we want to grow big, right? So we got to get out there and do a little bit more. So hitting the follow-up hard and getting more parties so that there's more people to follow up with. So awesome, you guys. Well, my goal was 30 minutes because we tend to get on a lot of calls during the week, and I want to be mindful of everybody's time. So if we don't have any more questions, I am really excited to see everybody on Monday, hopefully at the Nation meeting. Lots of people to celebrate this month with big achievements. I know Melinda has declared her goal, and her team is going into Region Qual. We've got people in Area Qual. We've got people, getting their district this month. This is exciting, you guys. This is what momentum looks like, and we're going to keep going. Who wants a white Mercedes? I do. Awesome, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining, and I wish everybody a wonderful evening. And
Great job, Erin.
we'll see you soon. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Congratulations, Melinda.